All right, well, welcome to round 3 of the Thunder Valley race. Congratulations for making it up on the podium again. Hunter, nice day today, winning. And last year here when you were 4-1, so you went second overall behind your brother. And then this week, obviously, you went 2-1 for the win. So tell us how your day went, and talk about the track a little bit too.
Yeah, it was good. It was a really tricky track compared to last year with how much moisture is underneath the dirt, so the bumps and all the ruts had a lot of just like super soft, spongy areas, which made it tough. It just grabbed the bike a lot, but no, happy to get out of here with a win, and can't complain too much.
Yeah, third straight win overall, and when are you going to get that 1-1? Is it even on your record? I mean, is it even on your mind, or you don't even care how you get the overall?
No, for sure. I mean, everyone wants a 1-1, right? But, I mean, hey, we take it. Just keep putting ourselves in good positions, and, yeah, it'll be what it'll be.
Yeah, speaking of putting themselves in good position, here's a gentleman that has had a lot of success here, going back to 2018, where your very first AMA Pro Moto win ever. So, Justin Cooper, you started off today just like you did back in 18 with a win in the first Moto, and then looked like you did what you needed to do off the start of the second Moto, and then had a little mishap there. So you want to tell us how that went and how your recovery went for that Moto?
Yeah, I just got a little bit sketchy over that roller. So a little bit of a first lap, kind of trying to push, trying to figure out some lines, and yeah, I just got caught off guard and wasn't able to save that one. So it's a bummer for sure. Was in a good spot to battle for the win today, and yeah, it's tough when you go down the first lap. You got a lot of work ahead of you, and you get put pretty far back. So I tried to do my best to get up quick, but my levers were pretty banged up. I don't know how. I feel like I didn't go down that hard, but my bike was pretty bent up. So it took me a few laps to get my controls back in order, and I could start pushing forward.
By last count, I think you've raced 6 times here at this national, and you have 5 podiums, and the time you were not on the podium for 4th overall was last year, and you had 3-3 and still ended up 4th overall. So this has to be one of your favorite tracks on the circuit. Is that a fair statement?
Yeah, the results kind of speak for themselves. I'm not really a big fan of this track, but I really do good here. So I don't know what clicks with me here, but definitely felt probably the best I ever have here today, and got really good momentum and feeling with the bike, so I'm excited to give it another go next weekend. All
right, and Levi, 3rd overall. Your first Moto win ever as a pro was here last year, and then you came back with a solid finish today to finish 3rd on the podium. So tell us about your day and what your thoughts are on this track and racing at elevation, and what preparation you might have done differently for coming up here at 6,000 feet.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really do too much preparation for the elevation. You kind of just have to push through it. But yeah, last year went well, and then I do gel with the track and I enjoy it. But I feel like this year, kind of like what Hunter said, it was a little bit wet, and especially like in qualifying and even the first Moto, I didn't really trust my ability as much. So I was a little bit off the pace, and the second Moto was much better. Obviously got a good start, and tried to keep Hunter on my side as best I could, but he's riding great.
And Hunter, back to you. After such I guess, quite opposite conditions, last week was a pretty hard pack, dry, in the 90-degree temperature, came here unseasonably cool. I think it was only mid-70s in the second Moto there, and the track is so much softer. Each year it seems to be getting softer and softer. I know they're mixing in wood chips and horse manure, of all things. I don't know if you smelled that. It's probably something you're not used to smelling on the racetrack. But what is your thoughts of the direction the dirt here is going at Thunder Valley?
I think it's good we've got so much diversity in our series, because, a champion should be the best all-rounded rider. So I think it's good. Parlour and Hangtown are similar but different in their own unique ways. And yeah, the wood chips here definitely throw a curveball, especially in the morning when it's wet, because it's you look at the dirt and you're like, oh, there's so much grip, but it's actually quite slippery when there's moisture in it. So yeah, I mean, they're doing what they can do to just keep changing it up and stuff, but yeah, I'm sure it's tough. They said they had a lot of rain the past few months to work the track and have any dry dirt to work the wet stuff into.
Very good. And next week we head off, Hunter, one more thing, wrap up. Next week we head off to Mount Morris. Your feeling of the High Point track? What's your Is it one of your favorite tracks? Where would you rate it in the 11 racetracks that we race on?
It's definitely pretty high up there. The Country Club of Motocross. It's a beautiful place. First East Coast race, so it's good. Someone asked me the other day, what's your favorite track? And it's like tough to pick a favorite track because the outdoors are such a sufferfest. So a lot of them are like, this track, it's a cool lap, but it's always so hot and stuff, but it's definitely up there for sure.
Yeah. So speaking of country club, I know you like to golf, Levi. I think we just need to get at least a driving range mat out there, start driving some balls across the canyon. I think you play golf too, Justin, right? I think you like to play too, right? A little bit? Not so much. Yeah, I know Hunter likes to play a lot.
He likes to try.
He likes to try. Levi's out here throwing down single-digit handicaps on us. I get it. So Justin, how about your thoughts on High Point Raceway? I mean, it's been on the records and since the 70s. It's an iconic track. So what's your feeling about that track?
Yeah, it's unique. It's a lot of off-camber and elevation. So pretty, I would say, small kind of track. Just a lot going on in a little area. So it's good. I've always done good there. It's definitely a good racetrack, and I'm looking forward to it.
And Levi, what's your favorite golf course in your Washougal area? Portland. I'm just kidding. I'm teasing. I'm kidding you. So what, tell us about your experiences at High Point. You just raced there the 1 year, or have you raced there, just last year, right? So
my experience was my worst race of the year. So I don't know. I don't really have much to say about High Point right now. I'll get back to you after next weekend on that one.
Okay, well, hopefully we'll get to see you in the press conference after the race next Saturday. So do we have any questions, or where's our usual guys? I think, do anybody have any questions? Okay, you guys are the luckiest guys up here. Not only you on the podium, but the press conference we can wind down. So thank you very much, and congratulations, and hope to see you next week. All right. We're going to start anyhow, okay? Maybe Cooper will show up. So first and foremost, congratulations, you guys. Podium again. It's getting to be a regular here. So Jet, tell us a little bit about your day. Could it have gone any better? It didn't appear so. I mean, 2 hole shots, qualified first, had comfortable leads immediately, so you were able to just kind of manage your race from there. So tell us how it went from your into the inside of your 100% goggles.
It was a really good day. Another good day in the books. I'm just getting more and more comfortable with my bike. My bike's getting better each week. During the week, we keep making small touches to it just to try and get it better and better. So if I do need to go hard, it can handle it. But if I'm just trying to maintain my pace at a slower track, kind of like this track's a little bit slower speed in a few sections, and it handles great. But no, another really great day. My first start was a bit iffy. I just squeezed away with that. Then my second start was even better than that. So I was pumped with that, and I'm just glad I didn't get roosted, man. That was my biggest motivation on that start. I didn't want to get roosted. I was yelling at lappers. I was swerving left to right with trying not to get roosted by lappers and that. So the roost here hurts. I felt like I did not too bad dodging it. So but good day.
Speaking of the dirt here, this place started out as a complete adobe track in the 80s. It was total adobe. And they've been mixing more wood chips in, and they've been mixing you're probably used to that smell. They've been horse manure. So each year they keep adding a little bit more. Some of the riders said they could smell a little bit. Do you feel like it's helping the track conditions? And now you've raced here 3 times, right?
It's where they've added actually makes it a lot more slippery, I would say, and then obviously when it gets a little bit of rain, like we got a little bit of a sprinkle in that second moto, it kind of made it even a little more slipperier. So, I think the best, a little bit's not too bad, adds that it still has that main clay dirt. Like, I think more of the top sections, besides that very long straight going up to the Thunder Valley sign, all the little S-bends there are really good because it's still more mainly dirt, it feels like, mostly. But then in spots, it's nice having the mulch. Just kind of changes it up a bit, something different. Instead of just hitting just a single rut, it kind of changes the feel up a little bit.
Very good. So Aaron, second place overall. You had to work for it today, huh? It was that first moto. Tell us, you and Dylan got together there, ended up on the ground. tell us a little bit about the first moto and then obviously your second moto.
Yeah, it was a good day overall. I've successfully hit the ground every race I've been to so far, and yeah, that was unfortunate. I just took a line that led into Dylan's line, and I didn't really see him coming, and man, he shot out of there and slammed me, and we both hit the ground, and then his bike got stuck on top of me, and yeah, he had to lift it off of me, and I got back going, and luckily enough, I salvaged fourth out of that. So felt good that first moto. I did the opposite of Jet. I got roosted quite a bit today. My chest is like almost bleeding, and yeah, second moto got off to a decent start, and then had to make a few passes and got into second, and was feeling really good, and was kind of holding the gap pretty good to me and Jet, and then like, I don't know, probably 4 laps ago, I was like, don't crash, don't crash, don't crash, don't hit the ground, don't hit the ground, and Dylan and Ty put on a good ride to bring it in close at the end, but overall good day. I'm on the podium, even with hitting the ground, so I'm happy with that.
All right, and Coop, another podium 2 weeks in a row, man. That's moving in the right direction or staying in the right direction. So tell us a little bit about your day, and you mentioned Ty Masterpool. I mean, where the heck did that come from, huh? I mean, you guys, were you ever expecting to be racing around with Ty? Have you ridden on the track with him much? Or, I mean, he was certainly putting in a ride of his career, it seemed like.
Is this for me?
Yeah.
That was good. Good job. My day was quiet. Kind of struggled all day, and but yeah, back on the podium, so I'm happy. I think it was something I wasn't expecting again this weekend, so I'll take it.
And I believe you're tied now in the Super Motocross Championships. Is that correct? Did you hear that too?
I don't know. I haven't checked anything yet. I just I don't know. That'd be cool if so, though.
Yeah, I think that's what I heard from you and Chase Sexton, that you're tied for the Super Motocross Championship. So congratulations on that. So next week, High Point for you, Jet, what's your, like, if you had to rate that track in the top 11 of the series tracks that we go to, where does it fit in your favorite?
I would definitely say it's up in the top 5. It's one of those tracks where they've used the elevation there and the mountainside kind of thing, like, just to perfection almost. The track flows so awesome. It's almost kind of more like a European track there. There's not too many big obstacles. There's obviously a few that makes it more American style, but a lot of the stuff is pretty fun. I haven't got to ride down a 450 yet, so I'm so excited to race there. I bet it's going to be fun as. So in the past times I've been there on a 250, it's been fun on that. So I don't believe it's not going to be fun for me there. Now we've got more horsepower, so it should be good.
And speaking of horsepower, do you feel it? I mean, 250s, you definitely feel it here up at the elevation here in Lakewood. But the 450, did you notice it quite as much?
Yeah, I noticed it quite a bit. Normally I'm used to the bike leaving me out of turns, where here it doesn't. I can kind of hold my weight a little bit more. So, yeah, no, the altitude affects it a lot more here than I feel like Salt Lake City. Salt Lake City is still high, but not as high as here. So I feel like it gets affected a lot more here especially with the start. Like here we start like with first gear. Second gear is very rarely even an option because we're just so high up here. So, yeah, I definitely feel it.
Okay. AP, what's your feeling of Mount Morris? I mean, that's not too far from where you grew up. Where does it rank on your track for the High Point track in your favorite?
I love High Point. It's probably up there, top 3 tracks. I've always liked High Point. I grew up racing there, qualifiers and all that. So I really like it. And then, last year I was doing good until I almost twisted my ankle off and I had to pull off. But I like High Point. It's a good track. Gets good ruts. Gets pretty rough. Always seems to get a little dry in the second moto, but it's a really good track. Old national track, and yeah, it's really good. I'm looking forward to it.
Yep. And Cooper, how about you with High Point? And then now you're sitting third in the championship points. I mean, that second, the first moto had to feel pretty darn good to get towards the front. And this track, we always talk about, I know it's no secret to you, you're really good at getting inside of real tight lines, and very tighter the track you seem to do better. So do you feel that worked to your advantage, having a ruddy track with tight corners? And also, what's your thoughts about High Point?
Yeah, I genuinely do like High Point a lot. It's kind of once we head back east, for me it gets better for sure. And yeah, I think today was good and bad in that sense. Like I genuinely do really like the ruts, but definitely struggled a bit in some of the sections. It's been a while since I've been here, and I forgot how off camber and gnarly these kind of downhills are. They're not just straight on, you're at an angle pretty much every time. So it was a little tough to get, comfortable with that. So, I was happy with today. Like I said, that first moto, obviously AP and Dylan had some issues. So I put myself in a good position with that second. And then, second moto, I definitely struggled. I was up there and kind of faded back and just didn't gel very well that second moto. So I was happy to get on the podium again.
Okay, well, congratulations again for the three of you getting up on the podium again. Jet, 6 for 6, and I think a 34-point lead, so got to feel pretty comfortable with that. And you're probably praying for rain, as you might be too, huh? So we'll see you next week in High Point, and best of luck, and have a good, solid week.
Thank you.